Hello, everyone, and welcome to our session for this hour. It's great to have you here with me, and I'm looking forward to an interesting and meaningful session, pun intended. Today's session will be about how to take our conversations from a bit basic to meaningful. All right, so it's time for us to go ahead and get our lesson started, so please come on in and join me in the Hangout. All right, I'd like to welcome those of you who are just joining me for our lesson for this evening. Welcome to our session. If you're able to and ready, please come on into the Hangout. We'll get you involved in some of the activities that I've got planned for this evening. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. I'll go ahead and wait for you to come on into the Hangout. All right, very good. Looks like see, good. All right, so it looks like Rodrigo has joined me in the Hangout. Hello, Rodrigo. Welcome to class. How are you doing tonight or today?
Oh, hello, I'm good. What about you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Doing just fine. Thank you very much for asking. So, Rodrigo, please tell me about yourself. I just see you, Cam, so I can't really see a picture of you. So, please introduce yourself.
Uh, I'm Rodrigo from Brazil, and it's my first class here, my second class here.
Okay, so you're new to verbaling.
Yes, I'm new.
Okay, well, good. So did you were you able to enjoy your first class?
Yes,
Good. Well, it seems like your first class went good because you're back for a second class, so that's
yeah.
that's very good. All right, very good. So you said that you're from Brazil,
Yes, from Brazil.
so you must be very excited
Yes, the
that
World
Brazil.
Cup.
Yes. Yes. This is probably a silly question, but did you watch the game today?
Yes, no, it was very good, a very good game.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was good. I watched a bit of it when I came home today. Yeah, it was an interesting game. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the games today. That's going to be part of our activities about making our conversations a bit more interesting. But yes, I even went into town today to get a few groceries, and the people working at the grocery store had the game on the screen, the television screen inside the grocery store, and at the gas station, everybody was watching the game. It's a very popular pastime during the World Cup, I see.
Who was you cheering for?
Um, well, I do like Brazil's team, so and I'm just learning a lot more about soccer. I'm not really a soccer fan, but it's been pretty interesting to watch the World Cup. Tomorrow Costa Rica plays, and I live in Costa Rica, so Everybody's kind of excited about that game.
I'm cheering for them.
Well, good. I'm sure you are among the many who are cheering for Costa Rica.
Yes.
We'll see. Hopefully, I was actually kind of following the United States as well because I'm from the States and just was kind of curious to see how far they would get, but they were eliminated this week, so bummer.
Yes. But they
But
were good.
yeah,
They did, they
mhm.
did a good job.
Yeah, they played very well. Just just down to the wire, and just the one guy wasn't able to make the goal when he needed to in the regular time. So I'm sure that was pretty disappointing. But hey, at least they made it to the World Cup.
Yes.
All right, very good. Well, Rodrigo, thanks for chatting with me a little bit. I want to go ahead and welcome your classmates since a few others have joined us.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, I see that I have, I think it's Jarek. Is that correct, Jarek? Welcome to class.
Thanks, glad to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here with us as well. So, Jarek, can you introduce yourself to myself and to your classmates?
I'm Jarek, and I'm a chemist. And this is a first class. This is your first class to me.
This is your first class with me?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, that's true. I don't recognize your face, but it's great to have you here in class. Great to have you. Thanks for joining me here for this lesson. All right, and Jarek, I'm sorry, tell me again, where are you from?
I'm from China.
From China. Okay. You know, I studied chemistry in school as well, at the university. That was one of my favorite subjects. I studied chemical technology, and I spent lots of, a few years in different labs doing tests and different things like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
good.
it's funny to me.
Yeah, it is fun. It's interesting. If you have a bit of an investigator in you, you like to figure out the problems behind a certain issue, or if you want to understand the chemical makeup of something, some substance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the process is very funny, and just discovering a new world to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a whole new microscopic world. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. All right, well, very good. It's great that you have found something that you love and that you feel is fun and enjoyable. Okay, very good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and continue welcoming your classmates. So I see that Amp, welcome to class. How are you doing today?
Hi, teacher. Well, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing just fine. Doing good, thanks. So am I pronouncing your name correctly? Amp, is that
My
correct?
my name is Amparo.
Amparo. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so just a little part of your name
Yeah.
appears here on the screen.
Yes.
Okay, Amparo. And where are you from?
I'm from Ecuador.
Ah, from Ecuador. And
Hmm.
the picture that you have, is that a
From my
picture
city.
taken in Ecuador?
Yes, it's from my city. It's Guayaquil, the name of my city.
Wow, that looks amazing. I've only heard about Guayaquil. I've never been to Guayaquil before.
Yes, it's a port. Hmm.
Ah, okay. Have you been on the boat is there in the picture?
What?
Have you been on the boat that is there in the picture?
No, that is the frigate from our country that is usually for training to the sailors, and he always is traveling around the world.
Ah, okay. All right, interesting. Okay, well, Amparo, thank you for sharing a bit about yourself and about your city with us. We do appreciate that.
Can teacher?
Okay. All right, and then we also have Wala. Wala, welcome to class. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. And what about you?
I'm doing just fine today. Doing good. Now, Wala, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, Wala, introduce yourself to us, please.
Um, I'm Wala from Qatar, and I studied for English courses in the US, and I'm planning to get my master start this August. and I hope to do it. That's
Okay, well, that's awesome. You said you're from, tell me the country that you're from again?
Qatar. Qatar.
Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm amazed every time I do a class here at Verbaling. We get lots of students from lots of different places.
Yeah, and that's actually good things in Fairblink.
Yeah, that is very nice. Well, good. Well, thanks everybody for joining me for this session. For those of you who have not joined us yet here in the Hangout, please feel free to do so. It's time for us to go ahead and get into our lesson material for this hour. Okay, so as you read in our class description, we're going to talk about how we can make our conversations in English a bit more interesting. Now, if English is not your first language, that can be a bit challenging. You might be a master at having meaningful conversations in your own language, but then when it comes to English, that might be it becomes a bit more challenging. Okay, so today we're just going to talk about one technique that you can use. There's lots of different things that you can use or do to make your conversation more meaningful, but we're just going to talk about one this evening. All right, before we continue, just want to welcome Selma to class. Hello, Selma. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, teacher. I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Good. You're welcome. Great to have you here with us, Selma.
Thank you, teacher.
And then we have Kako. Kako, welcome to class. How are you doing today?
Thank you, teacher. I'm fine. And you? I'm doing well.
Good. I'm happy to hear that you're doing well today. Great to have you here in class with us, Kako.
Yes, it's a pleasure for me to participate in one more of your classes.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's great to have you back. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. All right. I've got a screen share for you, and we're gonna do two conversations. We're gonna read two conversations, and what I'd like you to do is listen to the conversations. I'd like you to tell me your thoughts about the conversations when we're finished. Okay? I'm gonna scroll down just a little bit so this fits. Okay? Very good. Okay, so let me have two readers. Okay, so I'm going to start with Rodrigo. Rodrigo, can you read coworker A? Okay. And let's have Amparo. Amparo, can you read coworker B?
Okay.
You know, Brenda has. Sorry. Brenda has a bad attitude.
You're right. It's hard for me to work with her.
She's had a bad attitude for a long time.
Why does she even come to work with that bad attitude?
Her bad attitude makes it hard for us to work as a team.
I saw that the boss called her into his office.
I'm sure he talked to her about her bad attitude.
Okay, very good reading. Thank you very much. All right, now let's just talk about this conversation just a little bit. Okay, Jarek, what is your opinion of this conversation? Do you think that it is meaningful?
Yeah, it both express their feelings about someone.
Okay, so what do we know about Brenda from this conversation, Jarek? What do we know about Brenda?
He had a bad attitude for a long time.
Okay, she's had a bad attitude for a long time. Okay, that's one thing we know about her. Okay, let's ask Walla. Walla, what else do we know about Brenda from this conversation?
Her attitude is affect everybody in her work.
Okay, that's right. So her bad attitude affects everyone on the team. That's right. Okay, Selma, what else do we learn about Brenda from this conversation?
people or the members of the team are unable to work with her.
Okay, all right, Kako. What did the boss think about Brenda's bad attitude?
The co-worker A said that the co-worker B saw that Brenda was called to the office, to the boss office, and maybe and the co-worker A are sure that the boss talked to Brenda about her bad attitude.
Okay, very good. All right, yes, that's right. Okay, now this conversation is a bit meaningful, okay, because we do learn some things about Brenda. All right, but did you notice how many times, let's see, let's ask a specific question. Rodrigo, how many times is the expression bad attitude used in this conversation? How many times do you see it repeated?
In every sentence. Every sentence I said it.
Almost 4 times, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. So if we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 5 times it's used. Okay. All right. Now, I think that's worth noting, right? They use the same expression 5 times. And usually that doesn't really add meaning to a conversation. Okay, that makes it boring, a bit boring. Although we do get information about Brenda here, this piece is a bit boring. Okay, let's go to our next piece, and we're going to take a look at another example. And again, we're going to talk about it when we're finished reading it. Okay, and then we're going to get into our information about how to improve these conversations. All right, very good. So this time I'd like to have Jarek. Jarek, can you be person A? And we'll ask Wala. Wala, can you be person B?
Yes.
Did you see that good game on Friday?
Yes, what a good game.
I watched that good game on my flat screen TV.
I had to work, so I couldn't watch the game, but I heard it was good.
Both teams played really good.
Sounds like it was a good game.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, good job, guys. Good job with your reading. Okay, Selma. What do you think about this conversation? Do you think it was meaningful?
Well, I presume so. It's more meaningful than the last conversation.
Okay, in what way do you think it's more meaningful?
Because here people are stating some. I mean, they are narrating an event. So they are providing us with the information about that specific event. Okay,
good. So we do get some information here about the game, about the soccer game. That's true. Okay. All right. And so let's see. Amparo, what is the problem with this conversation? It is a bit meaningful, but what's the problem here?
They repeat the same phrases many times, and they don't have don't provide more information. Because it was a good game, it was a good game. Yeah, nothing else.
Okay. All right, very good. Okay, excuse me for using good again. You're right. Okay, so the point of these two conversations, is that although they do add information. We need to move from just saying the same descriptive word over and over. And I don't know if this has happened to you when you're trying to express yourself, when you're expressing yourself in English, that maybe you use the same word over and over. Has that ever happened to anyone?
Yes, yes. Even when you know a lot of words, maybe when it's the moment to talk, just you repeat the same words that you usually use in the conversation.
Okay,
You
good.
forget the synonyms or everything.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Anybody else want to comment on that?
Yeah, when you start to talk, you get nervous, and you just repeat the words.
Yes, yeah, so nervousness comes into play. Yeah, you might be very excited about what you're talking about, but none of the synonyms come to your mind. Okay, so let's talk about some things that you can do. Okay, so I'm going to scroll up to the I'm going to scroll up to the top here. All right, let's take a look at a few steps that we can take in order to make our conversations more meaningful. All right. Kako, can you read the first step for me? Just the first one.
Step 1. Find vocabulary related to the theme.
Okay, very good. So first of all, we wanna increase our vocabulary. All right. Now, how are we going to do that? All right. What are your ideas? How can we improve or increase our vocabulary?
Reading, speaking, listening, going to the dictionary to be aware of the meaning of the new words.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's exactly right. That's right. Okay. One of the things, one thing that's my good friend is Google. Google is my good friend. All right. Now, I Googled, for example, if we talk about soccer. Now, I told you that I am not a huge soccer fan, so there are a lot of terms that I won't know in soccer. So I Googled soccer terms. All right, I Googled soccer terms, and I found a site called. Actually, I'm gonna send you this link so you can see it. Okay, just give me a second and get back to the Hangout. All right, I'm going to put this in the chat so that you can see it, and you're welcome to go ahead and take a look at it if you'd like. For those of you who aren't able to see the Verbaling chat, I'm going to put it in the other chat. Okay, so this is just one example. You can Google any type of terms you want, cooking terms, whatever type of terms you want. Google it, and you'll find a list of words, okay, just like you see here with the soccer terms. All right, so that was my first step. Okay, now I'm going to be able to add more specific terms to what I say. For example, one thing I learned recently about football is the penalty kick. Okay, and I didn't know that before because, like I said, I'm not really a soccer fan. But now I know that a penalty kick is a kick awarded to a team if any of its players are fouled inside the opposing team's penalty area. Okay, so now I'm not going to just say, I really enjoyed that game. I'm going to say, oh, wow, did you see that penalty kick? Or if the game goes into, if it's a tie and you have your overtimes and it's still a tie, then you go into your penalty shootouts. Okay, so that's vocabulary I didn't have before. Okay, so now I can use those specific terms in my conversation. All right, very good. So that was my first step. So I'm going to just use my good friend Google, and I'm going to find a list of vocabulary words. And I'm going to practice using them. Okay, so I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to challenge myself, and I'm going to say, you know what? If I find myself repeating the same words over and over, I'm going to say for 1 week, I'm going to try to use 1 or 2 of the new words that I learned in my conversation. So I'm going to challenge myself. And the more I practice it, when I come to have a conversation with someone about it, then it's going to be easier. I won't be as nervous because now I'm prepared. All right, let's take step 2. Okay, let's see. Let's have Jarek. Jarek, tell us about step 2. What's the second step?
Use a thesaurus to find a variety of words to describe the thing.
Right. I'm going to use a thesaurus, okay? Now, someone mentioned synonyms, all right? So you can find synonyms and antonyms in a good thesaurus. All right, again, I'm going to look online. Now, before class, I came across a thesaurus, an online thesaurus, and it's really simple, thesaurus.com. Very simple. So I'm actually going to send you this link, and we're going to do just a quick activity with the thesaurus, okay? And we're going to relate it to our conversation about this person with a bad attitude, okay? So let me send you the link. Give me a second. All right, beautiful. Okay, here's the link. Okay, guys, so please go ahead and go to this link. Okay, let me get it in the verbaling, sorry. Okay, there it is. Okay, so let's go to the link. And I actually typed in the word bad, okay, because I was tired of seeing the word bad in the dialogue about Brenda's attitude. Okay, now you can see that there are several words here. Okay, so if everybody can open that and take a look at the list, let's talk about some possible options that we can use to describe Brenda's attitude. We already know that it's bad, all right, but we want to find some other words to talk about it. Okay, so let's come up with a list of possible words. Okay, can anybody give me a different option as opposed to bad? What other synonym could I use?
Unacceptable.
Okay, unacceptable. Great, I'm writing that down. Okay, what other one?
Awful.
Awful. Good. Any others?
Dreadful.
Lousy.
Okay, I heard dreadful, and I think I heard lousy. Is that right?
Yes.
Inadequate.
Okay, inadequate.
Poor.
Good. Okay, good. That's a good one. Poor. Okay, we have a list of 6 words now. Okay, if you wanted to be a bit more informal, you could say crappy. Okay, that's pretty informal though. All right. You could say that her attitude is not good. Those are some additional ones. Good. Inadequate. All right. So it's not up to par where it needs to be. Good. Exactly. Okay. So let's go back to our document. Let's go back to our document and see where we can add some of these words. Okay, so let's go back to our conversation about Brenda. Okay, so maybe we can leave bad attitude in the first one. Okay, so you know Brenda has a bad attitude. Okay, after that, person B says it's hard for me to work with her. All right, now which of these words do you think would be a good fit for the next line? Let's take out bad attitude. Let's take out the word bad. Now, what is a good word to put there?
Awful.
Okay, so she's had an awful attitude for a long time. Okay, now let's say that we're going to add some additional information to this. Okay, so let's talk about that word awful. Okay, we've heard it before, but what does it actually mean? All right, now here is our next step. Okay, we've chosen a word, but let's figure out what shade of meaning it has. All right, now step 3 says you're going to use a dictionary to select the appropriate word. Okay, so let's look up awful. All right, so here's a link. I'm going to send it to you. This is a link that I like to use a lot when I am writing and talking, okay, and speaking, excuse me. All right, so this is learnersdictionary.com. You can use any online dictionary that you want, whatever one is a little bit is your favorite, your preference. You can use that. All right, so what do we have? What's a good definition for awful? All right, can anyone give me a good definition for the word awful?
Extremely bad or unpleasant.
Okay, yeah, so that really fits here. Something that is extremely bad or unpleasant. All right, now this word is pretty strong. Okay, it's a lot stronger than saying that Brenda's attitude is bad. Okay, and it actually fits because we've said that she's had a bad attitude for a long time. Okay, so I think we've chosen the correct word here. She's had an awful attitude for a long time. All right, now let's go to the second part, the next part. Why does she even come to work with that bad attitude? All right, now we've already used bad and we've used awful. Okay, what's another good synonym that we can use here, given the context?
Rough.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Rough.
Rough. Okay, why does she even come to work with that rough attitude? Okay, let's check the dictionary. Okay, let's see if rough is actually a good fit here. What does the word rough mean?
Not polite.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, rough. Okay, but it almost sounds better to say that she's impolite. Okay, because we want to know, we want some additional information. We see that her attitude is awful. It's very bad, but we don't know why. Okay, so let's try a different one. Rough. Okay, we have that as an option. What's another option that someone can think of?
Difficult or unpleasant to deal with.
Okay, so good. So, I'll say, okay, so maybe unpleasant. All right, how about that? Okay, so why does she even come to work with that unpleasant attitude? All right, so now we're getting some additional information. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Her bad attitude makes it hard for us to work as a team. All right, now which of the words fits here that gives the idea that it makes it hard for you to work as a team because of your attitude?
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
All right, good. So this could be a word, unacceptable. All right, any other options? Anyone have any other ideas? Unacceptable.
Inadequate.
Adequate.
Okay, inadequate. Her inadequate attitude. Okay, inadequate. Okay, I think someone mentioned poor before, right? So her poor attitude makes it hard for us to work as a team. Okay, we may also say that she's uncooperative. Okay, uncooperative. If someone does not cooperate with the team members, okay, we could say that in general they have a bad attitude, but to say that they're uncooperative is more descriptive. Okay, so of these four words, which word do you think is a really good fit here? Do you think we should say unacceptable, inadequate, poor, or uncooperative?
Teacher.
Yes?
Did you intend to say unacceptable?
Yes. Very good. So we definitely wanted to spell our words correctly. Okay, good.
Okay,
So,
teacher.
all right. So really, any of these four words could work. Okay. Uncooperative is a bit more descriptive, and it matches the meaning of the sentence. But you could also use the other three options. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead to the last part of the sentence. Okay. I'm sure he talked to her about her bad attitude. Now, we don't want to repeat bad again. Okay, so finally, what is a different word that we can use here?
Poor.
Okay, we already have poor at the top. It's a word that we haven't used yet.
Gross.
Okay, all right, maybe we could say gross. Now, that's pretty strong. We've already said it's awful, and gross is, okay, it's right up there. Okay, good. Any other ideas?
Unsatisfactory.
Okay, good, because now the boss has talked to her about it, so unsatisfactory. Very good. All right, now let's try to read this again. Let's read this again, and you're going to see that this conversation now takes on more meaning. Okay, so this time, let's go ahead and have Selma. Selma, can you read coworker A? And Kakao, can you read coworker B?
Okay.
You know, Brenda has bad attitude.
You're right. It's hard for me to work with her.
She's had awful attitude for a long time.
Why does she even come to work with that unpleasant attitude?
Her cooperative attitudes make it harder for us to work as a team.
I saw that the boss called her into his office.
I'm sure he talked to her about her unsatisfactory attitude.
All right, now let's get your thoughts on it now. Okay, so I'm going to ask Walla. Oh, let's see. Okay, I don't think Walla's still here. Okay, I'm sorry, I see Chicken. Okay, Chicken, what?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm sorry, that's not your name, is it? That's not your name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Chicken. So tell me, what do you think about the conversation? Was it better the second time, or was it better the first time? What's your opinion?
I think the conversation talking about Brenda's bad attitudes.
Yep, that's true.
Yes.
It was.
Yes, and with her bad attitude, it's very hard for our people, I mean the colleagues, work together in the same team. Yes, maybe with her bad attitudes, maybe it really not satisfies her boss. So maybe her boss call her to his office and maybe tell her something to do to improve her attitude.
Okay, very good. Now, it's interesting, Chicken, that this time when we talked about the conversation, you actually gave me more details. Okay, it wasn't just that Brenda had a bad attitude, but you explained why, and you also told us what happened and what the boss talked to her about. Excellent job. Okay, so this is actually a really good option and method to use. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up to the top so we can just review again the steps that we took. Okay, and it really didn't take us that long to do it. Okay, remember, step 1, find vocabulary related to the theme. Step 2, use a thesaurus. Step 3, use a dictionary to select an appropriate word from the list that you got from the thesaurus. And then step 4, if you're able to find an idiom that's related to the theme, okay, you can use that. So look for an idiom related to the theme and an appropriate one. Okay, very good. All right, so let's try this method just one more time. All right, now it may seem a bit tedious, but if you continue to do this for the different topics that you have, you'll see that in a very short time, your vocabulary will have increased, and you will be able to use a wide variety of descriptive language to talk about what you want to say. All right, let's quickly go to our conversation, our other conversation, and then if we have time, we're going to do one more activity before we go. All right, so before we talked about our soccer game. All we know about this soccer game is that it was good. All right, All right, we're going to use the same method. Okay, so instead of saying good in the second line, okay, let's find some additional words. Okay, now remember that we're talking about a soccer game. All right, so go ahead and use your thesaurus link and use your dictionary link and tell me another word that I can use here besides good.
Excellent. Marvelous.
Great.
Good. Ah, okay, so it was an excellent game. Very good. Excellent. Marvelous.
Great.
Good.
Interesting.
Great. Oh, now there's the word for you. Okay, interesting.
Incredible.
Incredible. Good. Okay,
Hot.
now, I'm sorry?
Hot. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, we said awesome. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't get that in there. Okay, good. Okay, now you can see that these words are adding intensity. They're adding excitement to what you're getting ready to say. All right, so let's say that we choose incredible. Okay, all of these words are great, but let's use incredible. All right, first of all, we've already said that it was a good game. Now that the other person says it was incredible. All right, now let's see what other word we can use. Let's keep up the excitement. So person A says, I watched that good game on my flat screen TV. All right, what can I say besides good? Try to use a word that we don't have on here.
Great.
Okay, we have great already. Okay, all right, check your thesaurus again. If you're not finding any additional words with good, okay, type in incredible or type in awesome and see what other options you get.
Super.
Okay, all right. I watched that super game on my flat screen TV, okay. All right, besides super, did anyone else find any additional words?
Wonderful.
Okay, good, wonderful. Any others?
Top notch.
I'm sorry, say again?
Estupendous.
Estupendous, okay. Okay, you can have an estupendous game, right? Estupendous, I don't have it right.
Brilliant.
Stupendous. Okay, all right, brilliant. All right, how about we say amazing? Okay, if it's good and then it becomes incredible and now it's amazing or it's wonderful, stupendous. Okay, again, we're building excitement for what we're going to say. All right, now the other person says, I had to work, so I couldn't watch the game, but I heard it was good. All right, now if we start off with good and incredible, we can't now say good, okay, because now we're going backwards. Okay, so instead of good, what word could we use here?
Nice.
Okay, I'm sorry, tell me one more time.
Nice.
Okay, I heard it was nice.
She said top notch. She said
Top notch. Got it. So it was top notch. Wow, okay, good. We're getting some good options here. All right, so let's continue. Both teams played really good. No, we're not good. We need a different word here. Both teams played really
exceptional.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, so let's say exceptionally.
Fiercely.
Exceptionally well, for example. Exceptionally well. Fiercely. Okay, so down to the battle. Okay, so fiercely. All right, any others?
Excellent.
Okay, excellent. All right, good. So if you don't use it at the top, you can use it down here at the bottom of the conversation or toward the end of the conversation. Excellent. Okay, and again, person B, remember person B did not see the game. So person B says, sounds like it was a good game. All right, so we need to get rid of good again. All right, now I know I'm taxing you, all right, but that's the point. I want you to find some additional words. What other word could we use here?
Splendid.
Splendid, okay? It was a splendid game. Okay, any other ones?
Dazzling.
Dazzling. Ah, okay, there you go. Good. We're thinking out of the box here, guys. Very good. It was dazzling. All right, if it was the World Cup, I'm sure that it was dazzling. All right, okay, the last part says, yeah, it was good. Now, let's take out good. Yeah, it was...
Brilliant.
Brilliant, okay? Okay, now remember, this is the
Killer.
last thing you're going to say. I'm sorry, brilliant and?
Killer.
Okay, so it was, let's say, a killer game. It was a killer game. Say that. It's a little bit informal, but that's okay. Okay, it was a killer game. Anything else?
Honorable.
Honorable?
Remarkable.
Okay, I'm not sure about honorable. Remarkable, yes. Okay, what if it's something that you cannot forget? What word could we use there?
Unforgettable.
Unforgettable. Okay, good. All right, now let's try it now. Okay, let's try this conversation just one more time. And you have some good options. You have some additional options here that you can use in expressing yourself this time in the conversation. Okay, so this time I'm going to ask Rodrigo. Rodrigo, can you read person A? And we're going to have Jarek read person B.
Okay. Could you put the text on the screen, please?
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I sure can. And there you go.
Did you see the good game on Friday?
I can't. Okay.
Hi.
Jarek, are you able to see the board or on the screen? Okay, I think Jarek may have stepped away just for a moment. Okay, so Rodrigo, let's have Chicken. Chicken, can you read?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chicken, let's have you go ahead and read letter B.
Yeah. Yes, what's an excellent, great, interesting, incredible, awesome game.
I watched that super game on my flat screen TV.
I had to work, so I couldn't watch the game, but I heard it was nice, top-notch.
Both teams played exceptionally well.
Sound like it were a splendid, dazzling game.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, good. Now, I just gave you the options there, so you don't have to say all of the words, but you could just choose which one you want. Okay, very good. So we got a couple of choices there. All right, let's have Amparo and Selma. Okay, Amparo, can you read A, and then we'll have Selma read B. Now choose different words that your classmates did not choose.
Okay. Did you see that good game on Friday?
Yes, what a great game.
I watched that stupendous game on my flat screen TV.
I had to work, so I couldn't watch the game, but I heard it was top notch.
Both teams play exceptionally fiercely.
Sounds like it was a dazzling game.
Yeah, it was remarkable.
Okay, very good. All right, now let's go back up where it says both teams played. All right, now exceptionally goes with well. Okay, so that's an adverb adjective combination. Played exceptionally well, or they played fiercely, or they played excellently.
Okay.
Okay, very good. All right, now I could tell the difference in this conversation than from the first time. There's more exciting words that are used there. Okay, let's try one more topic. Now this time I'm not going to give you your parts, okay? You're going to have the freedom to go ahead and come up with your own conversation. All right, I'm going to scroll up to the top here, and we're going to talk about the last topic that we're going to use today. Okay, so you could say here, you could either talk about a good meal or a bad meal. All right, now you're not going to be able to use exactly the same words that we used in the other conversation about Brenda's attitude. Okay, you may have to come up with your own words. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of the topics, either a good meal or a bad meal. And you are going to describe it, okay, using additional words, using the techniques that we used today. All right, very good. So who would like to go first? Okay, we're going to have one person, and then you're going to choose a partner. All right, so who would like to try it first? Okay, not okay, so who would like to try it? Now this is a good opportunity to practice, and so if you need help in class, we're going to go ahead and help you.
I would like.
Okay.
Okay, good. That sounded like Kakao. Good. All right, and who would like to be the partner? Who would like to be the...
I can try it.
Okay, very good. Okay, so are you going to talk about a good meal? Or are you going to talk about a bad meal?
What do you think, Kako? Bad or good?
Good meal.
Good meal.
All right, very good. Okay, Kakao, go ahead.
Hello. I would like to speak with you about a good meal that I had today.
Yes, it was very tasty.
Yeah. I'm happy that you like it too. It was incredible. What do you think about do you think about it?
Yes, I think I am going to hire the service because the food, the meal was marvelous.
Yes, it was an exceptionally tasteful meal.
Yes, it tastes superb. I think everyone was just thankful with the wonderful meal that we had.
Good. Oh, that was excellent, guys.
It was
Wow.
great.
Yes, I'm sorry that there's no clap hand button here on the screen, but that was wonderful. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we need two other students to talk about the bad meal. All right. So who would like to try it? Okay. We need a dialogue about a bad meal. Okay. All right. So let's see.
Can I try, teacher?
Yes, please. Okay. So let's see. That was Selma. All right. So Selma. Good. So Rodrigo. Okay. Go ahead. So Selma, we're going to have you start off talking about a bad meal.
Hello, Rodrigo. How was your meal? How was your meal yesterday? I'm sorry I didn't ask you about the meal yesterday at the restaurant, but I'd like to know, how did you find it?
It was awful. What do you think about it? Do you like it?
Well, Well, for me, it was a little bit good, but I mean the meat was not enough cooked, and also the sausages, they were very salty. But how about? But I liked the salad a lot. How about you?
I don't know how could I pay for it. It was gross. I won't go to the restaurant ever again.
That was good. I'm sorry, Rodrigo. That made me laugh. No, it made me laugh because it was appropriate. That was an appropriate word. I believe you. And you know, in context, it really matched because you said, you know, how could I pay for it? It was gross. All right, very good. Okay, so you can see. So yeah, that's right. Good. So you can see you get a reaction when you use different words. Okay, and you can actually be playful with some of the words as well. Okay, so this has been a good activity, everyone. I can see that you put it into practice with this activity, and it actually made a very big difference in the 2 conversations that we tried and in the conversations that you came up with on your own. Does anyone have any questions about what we talked about and discussed and practiced in class today?
No.
Okay, very good. Well, your homework assignment will be, okay, when you talk about different themes, again, look for related vocabulary. Check your thesaurus, check your dictionary, and try to find an idiom that is related to what you're talking about. If you try this method, I think that you will have more meaningful conversations in English, and you won't get stuck using the same descriptive word over and over again. All right, so maybe the next time you see me in class, you can tell me how your conversations are going. All right, everyone, have a good evening or have a good day, depending on where you are. Thanks for choosing my class. You're more than welcome to look for me again. And also, you can choose a one-on-one session with me on the Verbaling website. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye, guys.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.